Hey, folks, this is Lonzo, the editor of the Hub City Legend newspaper. Today, I'm interviewing a good buddy of mine, a partner in prostate, I should say. I think that's the wrong way, folks. Councilman Cederic Hicks from Carson City Council is my guest today, and he's talking about some of the things that I saw in Carson last week, as well as our upcoming prostate cancer week. How you doing today, Cedric?
Hey, you doing okay for an old man, as they say.
Come on, man. Come on, Doc. You younger than I am. Come on. Don't even go there with that one.
Hey, when you get in your 60s, it's all the same.
It all feels the same. I understand. I understand. Hey, check this out, Doc. Last Thursday, I believe it was, Carson held its State of the City address. Beautiful event, well catered, well decorated, laid out. Did you share with the folks some of the things that you guys have going on in Carson?
Well, first off, Lonzo, thank you for allowing me to be on the show. You know, all of your listeners and viewers out there, thank you for allowing me to be into your space at this given time. The city of Carson just celebrated its State of the City address last Thursday, and the mayor kind of showcased the information and stuff that's going out and how the city of Carson, in its 55 years as being a city, has grown in 55 years, and now we're getting ready to change the city's landscape. We're doing a lot of dirt moving, putting in affordable housing, putting in workforce housing, along with market rate housing in the city. I know many people were surprised to hear that we have in the South Bay, which is unheard of, $220 million in our savings account, which is allowing us to do a lot of the things that most cities in the South Bay is not able to do. So we're very happy and pleased to be on that cutting edge as we turn the page in the city of Carson. And just a side note, in 2028, the city of Carson will be one of the host cities for the upcoming Olympic Games here in LA. And we should hold about 12 to 14 games here in the city of Carson for the Olympics.
I had a question for you. How did you guys achieve that $220 million plus surplus?
Well, back in 2020, you know, many people who know the lay of the land of the city of Carson, you know, we have a lot of oil refineries here in the city. Yeah, and many people thought that the city of Carson was rich or flush with cash, but we did not receive the money that you think we received from the oil refinery. It was about the tune about maybe 250,000 a year at the most or at best that we received. So in 2020, we put a measure out on the ballot to our residents, asking them, would you like to actually tax your oil refinery based upon the sales tax in your community? And overwhelmingly, the city residents actually voted at about a 70% return, saying yes, we want to tax our oil company. And within that taxation of that initiative, we're now receiving our, as I put it, our fair share of the funding that we should have been receiving as a city to hold these oil refineries. And now we got $220 million in our reserves because each one of the oil refineries had to give up their sales tax, what they were keeping and not giving back to the city. And between 49 million, 20 million here, 16 million, and then add up to now we have about roughly $220 million in our reserve.
Ain't no pump change. That ain't no
No,
pump change.
but my concern was just think of all the years that we've missed that we did not get that. And it's been since 2020. This is 2025. This has only been 5 years. So you got to remember the city is 55 years old. So look at all the money that the oil refineries had received over the years that the city was in the process of growing, becoming a city, and we had to sacrifice and do a lot of things that didn't always help the residents because we had deferred maintenance since 2008. So our trees weren't being trimmed. The streets started becoming very bad with potholes, sidewalks lifting up, curbs and gutters. So now with this city council that I'm on with Mayor Lula Davis Holmes, we are actually, every street in the city of Carson is going to be paved. Every tree in the city is going to be trimmed. All the sidewalks, where they're unlevel, they're going to be repaired and put in place. We're actually doing our parks. Every park in our city is going to be upgraded. We got Wi-Fi, free Wi-Fi in all of our parks for our residents. So we're doing a lot of things.
You said free Wi-Fi.
Free Wi-Fi.
How'd you manage that?
again through the funds that we're receiving through the taxation. On top of, not only did we do the sales tax, we also did that 0.5% sales tax that was kind of laying out there. If the county decided they wanted to increase the sales tax, they would have gotten those funds and it would have went back to the county. So even though the city residents and people who come into the city of Carson may shop and generate that 0.5% tax, we wouldn't have gotten that money. That was another item that we put on the ballot back in 2020 at the same time as the sales tax. And it passed again. Over 70% of the residents said, yes, we want it. So we get that sales tax on top of the oil tax as well. So that's why we are continuing to garner additional funds through, if you come to our city, you want to go and buy some gas, or you go and buy groceries, or you go to a mall or anything else, that 0.5% tax now comes back to the city of Carson versus going to the state.
Now you're not just city council in Carson. You can go for Carson as well. I mean the council as well.
Well, I grew up in Compton. I grew up in Compton. My parents moved to Compton in 1966.
Okay.
So in 1966, we moved into the city of Compton and went to Centennial High School.
That's
Worked for
what I
went
didn't know.
okay, Apache.
Much love to you, Doc.
Okay, and then actually went to Compton College. My mother graduated from Compton College. My father graduated from Compton College, and then I started working for the city of Compton in 1983. And I left the city of Compton in 2000, and I left for them and started working for Charles Drew University. So my roots are in Compton. All of my early years up until I was 36, 37 years old before I left the city, and then moved to the city of Carson.
Okay. When you were working in Compton, you were city manager for a while, right?
Well, like I said, I went to the city of Carson, but I got to come back home. So I came back to Compton, and when I came back as the assistant city manager for the city, and was the assistant city manager for a while, and then I retired as the assistant city manager for the city of Compton in 2016.
Who was the city manager at the time?
The city manager at that time was Roger Haley.
Everybody. Okay. Wow, I didn't know that. Give me some history right now myself. Um, Along with all the achievements you guys have going on overall in the city, what do you have specifically in your district that you have planned for
Specifically, the city recently just became districts. Again, that happened in 2020 when they decided to divide the city up into districts. We four districts. I'm in District 3, which is the eastern part of the city of Carson, which encompass University Drive all the way to the 710 freeway to the east, and all the way to the south down to 223rd. So within my district, there's over 27,000 residents. I have the auto row in the city of Carson in District 3. I have one of the largest landowner developers. It's called Watson Land, which is one of the founders of the city of Carson. Their headquarters in District 3. I have several oil refineries. At least three of them are in District 3. I have 6 parks. The city has 12 parks. Of the 12, 6 of them in District 3. In addition to that, I have the high school, middle school, well, at least 3 middle schools, 1 high school, and about 7 elementary schools in District 3. So again, we have a lot of resources and a lot of activity that goes on in District 3. And one of the things that I have been working toward is just revitalization of our eastern corridor, which is off of Carson Street and Alameda and Santa Fe, and to move Santa Fe from being a truck route in our city. Because if you remember back in the late 80s or early 90s, we were working on the Alameda corridor, because logistics was the big thing coming down the pipe, and getting the ports involved and getting all of the goods that are coming in through Long Beach down to downtown LA. Well, they come through the city of Carson. So I want to move the actual truck route from Santa Fe over to Alameda Street. That's what I'm working on now, to alleviate the traffic on the street where you have all of the elementary, middle school, high school, and a park, which I think is very disingenuous to allow these 16 wheelers to go past these facilities and move them onto the Alameda corridor as it's been designed.
Glad to hear that, Doc. Taking things forward. You and I have been doing these events for the last past 6 years now. 6 years.
Yeah, so this is our 6th year.
Yeah. didn't know you before then. I didn't know you before then. I think I may have met you in passing, but it wasn't anything like we're doing right now. And first of all, I want to say thank you for helping me champion this cause for prostate cancer. But for I have a reason for being a prostate cancer advocate. What's your reason, Doc?
My reason for being involved with prostate cancer, I think that we as men don't always take care of ourselves like we're supposed to. We suffer in silence. We have that macho mentality that I can take care of it by myself, when many times you need someone to assist, because there's things that goes on that we need to know why it's happening. But what was dear to myself was my brother-in-law, who came and told me he had stage 4 prostate cancer. He never said nothing to anybody about that he had stage 4 prostate cancer. And it was just, I just say it was divine intervention. At the same time I'm getting the news about my brother-in-law, that's when we met. And that's when I said, okay, for me to get this information from my brother-in-law, me to run into you, I'm saying something needs to be done to get the word out to our men, to let them know, get tested, do the blood test, do something for your health. And I think that, and I think I say it all the time, women seem to have this down pat. You have the breast cancer walk, you have the all kind of walks that women are doing to give awareness to the actual problem that they may have of cancer. Okay, as if we don't have cancer as men, we have cancer too. So we need to work on getting the word out, at least to let men know where to go and what they need to do. And I think we, as a group and as a team, we've been getting that word out to the community that prostate cancer is not a death wish. You need to catch it early enough, and it is preventable. It's actually curable to some degree, but you don't have to die from it.
You know what? You very well know. I always hold this finger up. This finger right here, yeah, it's got a lot of this cousin, doctor, a licensed doctor, may have to insert this in a part of your body does not affect your manhood. Now, here's the good news, fellas. That's not mandatory. It's an option, but it's not mandatory. You go to the doctor, get some blood drawn, have a PSA exam done, and find out if you have prostate cancer. At least find out what the PSA is, which is an indicator of potential for prostate cancer. And I think that's probably one of the biggest things, one of the best things I've found out since I've been an advocate for prostate cancer. If you talk about the finger, oh my God, get a clear room faster than the police in the crack game.
Get a clear room fit quickly.
And it's just amazing, man. When I first announced I had prostate cancer, I met three brothers in less than 15 minutes, and each one of them had a different question. One guy told me he thought my manhood. He questioned my manhood based on the fact that he thought I had a doctor had to do a DRE, digital rectal exam. That's what they call it, DRE. He told me, man, I walked the yard of penitentiary for 5 years. I never let a man do nothing to me. I'll die before I let a man put his finger in my, where I gotta go. I'm like, dude, you talk to me good. Ignorant, just ignorant. 2 minutes later, another brother, man, hey man, I was dealing with prostate cancer from past year. Chemo gave me more issues than the prostate cancer. Last but not least, brother called me nervous as hell. Man, how you know you got prostate cancer? I tell him and I tell anybody else, if you got symptoms, you got problems. That's the sneaky part about prostate cancer. If you have symptoms, major symptoms. Now, I started using the restroom a lot, and as I got older, me and the doctor both did a trip on it. But I asked for a second opinion, and that's what they found. It was very early in the day. It was very early, and that's why I'm here to talk about it right now. A lot of cats don't have that same self-concern that I do about dealing with my health issues. So, yeah, man, we've been making a great team for the last 6 years. Working with you on this, and it's just a pleasure, man, just to see progress. Progress next door in the city. You guys have shown them the love for the Lyric Revolution, the Hub City Legend, the Continental Chamber of Commerce, and it's just I'm glad to see the progress. I love progress. I love progress. We
Definitely.
gotta get us some more money.
we got to get it more. I just want to also talk about Carson or Compton High School and how, that's where I wanted to go, and then end up going to Centennial. But now that the new high school is being built, just want to showcase, once that is completed, that's going to be a new beacon that's going to shine in the city of Compton that most cities wish they could have a brand new high school. State of the art, music inclined. I think Dr. Dre is one of the biggest donors to that facility being built.
Yes,
It's
sir.
just providing some valuable, because as most of us know, Compton is the hub of rap and it's a hub of music. It's I think the mecca at some point in time for the West Coast, because more music seems to come out of Compton than any other location. Um, with the recent with Kendrick Lamar and all of them, it's just, we just need to showcase what is actually good that's happening in the city and not always showcase what's bad, because I've been a big uh, person that went out there and talked about it back in the day. And when I ran the drug and gang program for over 10 years, a lot of people who came through that program, it was always some positive things, but there's also some negative things. But we need to stop always putting the negative out there, because so much good is still in that city.
You know what, Doc? I fight for every chance I get. I think it's a great city. I think it's overlooked, not overlooked, but this, what's the word? Uh, in the past, not an infighting. Take, take fight. Fights with the soul, or just not understanding that, not understanding each other's position. And I think they kind of, I heard it before. But again, I see a lot of progress right now. I talk to the city manager on a regular basis. I talk to all the council people. The newspaper in this chamber puts me in a position to ask questions and get answers. And I get a lot of great answers. I'm sitting in committee meetings all the time, and I see the people have a lot of love for the city. And this is something I hadn't seen like this. I've always felt the love, but I haven't seen this kind of activity in quite some time. And being on the ground floor and being behind the scenes with a lot of different organizations, you see that people want a better council. And I'm looking forward to seeing that day. It's on the way. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming.
It's
It's coming.
coming. It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah, it's
But
coming.
I've been telling the mayor, I said, you got to toot your own horn. You can't allow somebody else to tell your story. You tell your story the best way that you know how. And since you are actually writing the chapters of that book, you need to make sure that it's saying what you wanted to say. That's why when you came to the city of Carson, we did our State of the City address. We are doing our own storytelling. We're letting the community know, you know, we might have been oil wells. We might have been considered the throwaway of LA County with all of the uh, junkyards and throwaway locations. We are Carson is not the old junkyard of yesterday. We are now coined as the jewel of the South Bay. When you want to come to our community, you will see lush green lawns. You'll see tree-lined streets. You're going to see, all of the shopping amenities. If you want to go to the movies, all the things that I think a metropolis city should have, we're going to make sure we have that here in the city. So when you see the developments that are coming, and there are a lot of them that are coming, you're going to see a whole new city that you have not seen in the last 50 years. So many people always talked about coming to the city of Carson because the home prices have jumped real high in the city. Because I remember when I first moved over here back in 1984, the homes were comparable to any other community in the surrounding areas. They've now jumped, and again, I'm just pleased that for me to have the love between two cities. My foundation came from Compton. Now I met my wife and my kids in the city of Carson. What I did was just go 2 or 3 miles over the hill, around the corner, under the freeway, around the tree, and now I'm not that far away between the two. So I'm still connected in all kind of ways.
You know, Doc, as I tell my housing advisor, I have to say this. I remember when Centennial was being built. I've been in Compton area all my life. My mom and dad used to drive down Avalon. There was a big old sign on the corner. New home, 19.5. to 25.5. Centerview, okay?
Okay.
Oh man, my mama was trying my best to get my daddy to move to Centerview. And we would ride in the little model home. I don't remember getting out. We were getting a little model home. And my old man, my mom and dad bought the house we grew up in like $6,000. Okay? House note was $72 and they was catching hell paying that. And my old man used to always say stuff like, oh, ain't nothing gonna change but my address. I'm all right, I'm good. I wish he had made that move to Carson. And I remember as a young man, when Carson Ball first got built, we would literally get dressed up, go to Carson
To
Ball,
go to the mall.
just
To
go
go
hang
to the
out.
mall.
Ain't got no money, just go get dressed up, put on your good clothes, and hang out with the Carson girls. Carson had the prettiest girls in the area at that time.
Well, let me give you just your listeners and watchers a little bit of history because most people may not even know this. Now, downtown Compton had J.C. Penney's. Remember the old J.C. Penney's downtown with the wood stairs and the wood all inside? The J.C. Penney's that's at the Carson Mall, which is now the South Bay Pavilion, is that same J.C. Penney's that used to be in the city of Compton. Remember Sears on Long Beach Boulevard, which is now the swap meet? That Sears was the Sears that was at the Carson Mall, the South Bay Pavilion. That is the same Sears that was in the city of Compton. So again, I'm trying to tell you, these two cities are connected in so many different ways that most people don't even remember or don't even know. So that's why you have what you have here in the city of Carson.
But just an update, Walmart.
Yeah, that's no, that's right. It's Walmart now. That's right.
Walmart.
It's
But
Walmart.
nonetheless, man, that's still I never knew. I never made the comparison. I stopped at all of them. I had to go to Sears to get my food clothes, St. Albans. I had to go to J.C. Penney's. I got to open up, got my first credit card to J.C. Penney. They use credit cards, nobody else do. Okay?
Okay.
So yeah, Doc. Thank you very much, man. Anything you want to share before you wrap up?
Just hey, be safe out there. We're starting a new year in the cities, both of the two C's I talk about all the time. And I'm just real concerned about my pedestrian safety. I just think that pedestrian safety is my new cause, and I'm working towards making sure we light up these cities to get our crosswalks identified. And just if you're driving, be careful, watch out for people that are walking. It just seems prevalent that it's been happening more often than it has been in the past. But be safe out there and watch out for the person that's walking.
You know what? That you said something. I got to say something. Folks need to have something on their asses to reflect light. Everybody wearing these black ass hoodies, and you don't
Yeah,
see them till you damn near run them over.
that's
When
it.
you realize it's dark, you got all black clothes, ain't nothing about you reflecting no light, and you wonder why you almost got hit. And that is the truth. I was going down the Atlantic one time, man, and this dude walked. I thought it was a ghost. I don't know where it came from. Middle of the street, Atlantic, coming through Compton, right up as you head toward the 91 freeway. Man, it was dark, and this dude just walked out in front of me, and he was not in a hurry. And I had to do everything to step in. My brakes with both feet keep killing this fool. He had nothing reflective on his ass whatsoever. So I had to share that
That's
with you.
That's true. That's so true. You know, that dark color clothing. And then I tell some people, you trust my brakes more than I do, and I'm in the car.
You trust my reaction. Here's something else. A lot of people are so stuck in these phones, able to walk out in traffic on their phone.
Yes.
Never look around. You know, the basics that any mother would tell their child, before you cross the street, look both ways. They glance up and go back to their phone like it will hurt their neck to look around before you cross the street. And I've seen it happen too many times. Dude. But yeah, I'm glad to see that's one of the things you're championing, guys.
Well, thank you for that. Thank you for all that information. But hey, be safe out there.
All right, Cedric. Thank you very much, man, for stopping by. I'll see you next week, dude.
All righty.
All
Talk to you
right.
soon.
Peace.
Thanks for